What's up, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for stopping by today. Video, I'm going to do a brisket point. I'm not going to do the whole packer brisket. The point is going to be, plenty enough for me and the missus. So I've got a right at about 4-pound brisket point that we're going to throw on the Weber Kettle. I'm going to use a Slow-N-Sear for that. But I'm doing this because I want, if you saw my last video, our Proud Souls BBQ sent me a care package of some of the rubs. I've tried the rib rub, which was excellent, and today I want to try their brisket rub, this Black Magic. Now, I've never used a rub this black, this completely black. We're going to open it up, take a look at it. I haven't even tasted it yet, so we're going to see how this turns out. But I've seen other, rubs like this that were completely black that are really, really well, or that are really good, and we'll see how we'll see how this works. So we're going to season this brisket point with this Black Magic from Proud Souls BBQ, and we'll throw on the Weber Kettle and see how this turns out. So let's pop this open, give it a look, give it a taste, and see what it looks like. You ready? Let's get started. All right, so I got it open here. This is what the rub looks like. I'm gonna say it's throwing me off. Again, I've never used a rub like this before, so we're going to, I'm gonna give it a little taste test and see what it tastes like real quick. Give it a shot. Oh, wow. You know what? There's actually quite a bit of flavor in this. There's that rub. My hands look like I've been digging in charcoal. Oh man, that's really good. I was debating on whether or not I want to use my SPG as my base layer. You guys know I like doing that. I did in the last video. But I'm actually, let me close this up real quick. 1 second. All right, so looking at the ingredients, the very first ingredient in here is the salt. And on a list, if you guys don't know, or on any container, any product you buy, when they list the ingredients, the ingredient that is listed first is usually the ingredient that's the most in that product. So for this one, it does say salt. So, and I'm picking up the salt. So I don't think I'm going to use my SPG as a base layer for this. I'm getting plenty of salt from this by itself. So I'm just going to run with this rub by itself, and we're going to see how it tastes on this brisket. So let me get this brisket opened up. We're going to get it trimmed up just a little bit. All right, so we're going to get this opened up here. Let's see. You know what? So this is the point end of the brisket. You've got, so the way it would work is, if it was an entire brisket, you'd have the flat facing this way. So you have part of the flat here, and then you have the point right underneath it. I was going to trim up some of this fat on this fat cap, but I'm not sure. Well, yeah, there's a little bit here to trim. We're going to, you can see this fat here is kind of thick, so I just want to, just going to take a little bit of it off. This fat is still kind of hard. That's not going to render out really. But we're going to get some of this off. You can see over here on this end, that fat is pretty thin. So I think that's about it. What is this? Cut this piece off. Blood socket. Cut a little bit of this. Just because I'm not liking the way this end piece looks. There's a big old blood socket there that I pulled out. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to transfer this over to a different container, and then we're going to get it seasoned up. Actually, I might leave it on here. We'll see. Just like that. I think I'll just leave it on here. Season it on here. I'm going to cook this fat cap up. I like cooking fat cap up on my Weber Kettle. So I'm going to season the meat side first. I'm going to get a binder, probably some oil. You can use whatever binder you like. I think I'm just running with oil just because I have it right next to me. So let me grab that and then we'll get this bad boy seasoned up. All right, so actually I've just decided to run with some water as the binder. So that's the meat side. We're gonna take this rub here. I almost feel like I should be wearing gloves. My fingers can get really dirty. This is really throwing me off, you guys. I gotta be honest. Never used a rub like this before. But I'm gonna trust it. This may be a rub that they use in competitions. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it may be. So, man. You guys, I don't know about this. I don't know. Being honest, again, I've never used a rub like this. But I'm going to trust it. So I'm going to flip it over and get the other side done, the fat cap side. And then I'll pick back up once I have it all seasoned up. Again, this is quite honestly really throwing me off. Never done it before, or never used a rub like this before. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I'm hoping I'm completely 100% proven wrong, but it's all about the taste. And I don't think they'd be doing as good as they are, the Proud Souls BBQ team, if they were using bad products. So we're gonna let it rest here for a bit, and we're gonna get the Weber Kettle fired up, get the Slow-N-Sear going, and then we're gonna get this bad boy on. All right, you guys, I got the brisket on the Weber Kettle, 22-inch Weber Kettle. Got the Slow-N-Sear going, and I am gonna pour some water here in the Slow-N-Sear in just a second. But this is it. We're gonna let it run. I don't know what temp it's gonna cook at. It's really windy, but I want to cook this as hot as I can. So I got the bottom vents completely wide open, and I'm gonna leave the top vent completely wide open. If I could get this done in about 5 hours, I'll be happy. But this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna get the lid on. As this is cooking, I'm gonna throw up some Christmas lights, and I'll pick back up probably in about an hour and see how this brisket's doing. So my helper over there putting up the Christmas lights. Let's take a look at this brisket. It's been going on, or it's been going for about an hour. This is what we're looking like. Honestly, I can't tell the bark from the rub, but looks like it's doing some cooking there. So we're just gonna get the lid back on and continue to let it cook. But this is about an hour in. Again, it doesn't look a whole lot different just because I rub it so dark, but we'll check back in about an hour or so. All right, you guys, this brisket point has been going for about, let's see, 2.5 hours. So I did probe it a minute ago, and it was reading about 160. So as you can see there, I think some places were a little higher. So it's ready to wrap. I did check this bark. This bark is set. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this in some foil, and I'm just gonna add some beef stock. You can just use beef broth or whatever you like. This is just what I happen to have on hand right now. So I'm gonna pour some of this beef stock in here, probably about 6 ounces of it, because that's 6 to 8 ounces is all that's about left. So almost a cup. I'm gonna pour that in here, wrap it up, get it back on the pit, and let it go for probably about another hour and a half. So again, I don't know what the temperature of the pit was. I had all my vents, the bottom vents, top vents, completely wide open, and it's been really windy, so this is actually cooked really fast. So that pit was, temperature wise, was up there. I'm gonna guess close to 400. So I'm gonna get this again, get this beef stock poured in here, wrap it up, and we'll get it back on the Weber. Just gonna get this wrapped up and then back on the pit. So if you're wondering, I just put the brisket back on. If you're wondering how much charcoal I've used so far, you can see the Slow-N-Sear here. So these on the left is kind of burned down some. We're right here in the middle. And there's still some over here on the right that haven't burned off yet. I shouldn't need to add any more, but I may, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to, but since it's cooking really hot and fast, I might. But this is about 2.5 hours in, cooking hot and fast on this Slow-N-Sear, what the charcoal looks like. We'll get the lid back on and pick back up in about an hour. All right, you guys, this brisket is done. Just tempted it. We're right at about 209 there. Let's see. Down here, right about 210, 211. So this thing is done. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna vent it. We're gonna let some of that steam out. We're gonna get this open. You wanna stop that cooking process from happening. I mean, it's still gonna stay hot and it's gonna continue to have some carryover, but when you vent it, you really cut that time down. So let's get this opened up real quick. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's got a nice bark, which I expected because the rub was black. We're gonna probe it really quickly. I'm not going by temperature at this point. I just want to see how soft it feels. And man, this thing is going in like butter, man. This is very probe tender, as you can see. That's nice. So what I'm going to do now at this point is I'm going to leave it like this with the foil open for about 10 minutes. I want some of that heat to escape. And then after 10 minutes, I'm going to wrap it back up in the foil, wrap it in a towel, and put it aside, let it rest for at least an hour. So we're not going to eat this just yet. So I have time to let it rest. So that's where we're at now. And also, I don't think I mentioned earlier, but the wood that I used for this was pecan. So I used pecan wood for my smoke. And this brisket point, which was right at about 4 pounds, took right at about 4 hours. So I got it done pretty quickly. Again, I don't know what the pit temp was. I had all my vents completely wide open, top and bottom, and I got it done in 4 hours. So, you know, do with that what you may. But this is what it looks like. And then we'll pull it out in a bit, cut it up, and give it a taste. All right, you guys, this brisket has been rested. You know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and separate this top part here as part of the flat, and the point is underneath it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just separate this flat part from the point. Since it's just a small piece, I'm gonna take this point, put it, we're gonna put it back over here in the liquid. But here is the flat. I'm gonna get rid of that. And let's see, the green. Remove some of this fat and see which way the grain is going. It's a lot tougher to tell because this rub is so black. But I think it's running this way, so we're gonna cut this flat part against the grain. Yeah. It actually smells really good. Oh, look at that. Really tender right there. Falling apart. So let's do this. Get some of this out of the way. Now this flat, I mean, I'm not going to get very good slices out of it because it was really, really small. But that's kind of what it's looking like. See the smoke ring there? Looks like it has some moisture. So, not too shabby. I'm going to put this aside and cut into this point. Alright, so I got the point here. The grain is running this way. So I'm going to want to cut it against the grain this way. So we're going to turn this sideways. Actually, we're going to flip it over. There you go. Look at that nice bark on there. Flip it over. Start cutting against the grain. Man, this just feels really good. This point here at the end, I'm gonna cut sideways, put it aside. I'm gonna cut this into cubes. But turn it back. Again, you want to make sure you cut against the grain. We're going to see what this looks like real quick. Get this part out of the way. And this is what we're looking at on the point. Man, look at that. That looks good. Moist, really tender, nice little smoke ring. Oh yeah. Alright you guys, so here's the point meat. You can see, look at that. Really moist. Man, looks good. Nice little smoke ring. Right here. Nice bark, beautiful bark. Good gosh, that looks good. I can't wait to taste this stuff. Look at this. Damn it, son. We're gonna give this bad boy a taste. You guys, we're gonna try this brisket here. Smells good. It looks good. I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna give the missus over here a piece. Never mind. Yeah, pull that apart. Yeah, there you go. All right. So it's got the beautiful bark. I like that bark. Nice smoke ring. It's moist. Let's see what the how it tastes. What do you think? You like it?
I like it. I'm not much of a, me, not much of a brisket, but it's got good flavor. It's got good smoke ring. I like it.
It's good. I'm used to something a little more saltier, beefier. I didn't add my SPG because I thought that when I tasted the rub out of the container, they were salty enough. But I probably should have added some of my SPG.
A little bit more salt.
Yeah.
But I love the taste.
Yeah, take that little piece there. All right, take that piece. I'm gonna try another piece.
Oh yeah, this has more meat.
Yeah, we'll try it out again. All right, that piece actually tasted a lot better. I got more of the bark on that one. You like that? You like that flavor?
Yeah.
I like more peppery, saltier flavor, but the second bite that I took, I'm definitely picking up that flavor a lot more than the first bite. And you know what? It's good. It's good. It's not overpowering, whether it's, you know, you're talking about salt or pepper or heat or anything like that. It's not overpowering at all. It's a good brisket. I just try to get the bark on that piece right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's good.
The more I taste it, I'm picking up the flavors. I'm liking it. I would have liked to have hit it with my SPG, but it's actually starting to taste better. Eating that bark. It's good. It's good. The more that I eat, the more I'm liking it. Yeah. It's a little different from what I'm used to, just a little bit, but there really is some really good flavor there. I would, like I said, I would like a little more salt and pepper, but that's just because I'm a Texas boy, and you know that's just what we like. The missus likes it.
It's good.
It's good. It is, like I said, the more I keep eating it, I'm digging it. So yeah, nice. Man, it's got an amazing color, that bark. You can make that out, but it's got amazing color on that bark. So anyway, that's the brisket rub video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, the more I kept eating it, the more I liked it. It took me a couple of tries, but the missus liked it right off the bat. So, and like I said, the more that I tried it, I'm agreeing with her. It's some good stuff. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. So I've tried their rib rub, their brisket rub. Next, we're gonna do chicken. We're gonna try out their chicken rub and see how that goes. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Take care.